Welcome to Lock It, where the atmosphere is fever pitch here. Round 14 of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. We've got the music cranked up, the fans are happy. The weather looks like it's improved, albeit marginally. And the circuit looks like it's in good condition to go racing for the second time of asking in MX1. Wasn't going to say anything, but the t-shirt says it all. Jeffrey Hurling's world champion for 2013 in MX2 just a moment ago. Well, in terms of the MX1 category, Tony Cairoli is on 629 points now after moto number 1. But after a win in that moto, Commander Sal on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki has whittled that gap down from 108 points to 101. And it was a Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 Suzuki 1-2 in moto number 1, because it was Commander Sal who led home his teammate Kevin Strybos, with Ken Dyker and Tony Cairoli coming home in 3rd and 4th ahead of the Russian Evgeny Bobashev on the Honda World Motocross machine. David Philippart was 6th, Roulon 7th, Searle was 8th, Leop 9th, Sean Simpson was 10th. And it was a moto that started out as sunny as the pictures that we're seeing now, but it was teeming with rain midway through the moto. Conditions changed, positions changed, but it's going to be a little bit more favourable for the MX1 riders this time around, I would think. They've had their sighting lap. There's the circuit. The red zone is where the start straight is now. It's newly positioned onto the top end of the circuit, just below the skybox, and straight on if you went over the finish line turn and down the hill. But earlier the riders went out on their sighting lap. Ken Dyker, Commander Sal, Kevin Strybos, Evgeny Bobashev and the rest of the guys. But yesterday in the qualifying race, you'll see the rider list come up in a moment. But it was pretty much a Belgian Championship race yesterday during the MX1 qualifying, with Ken Dyker, Commander Sal, Van Hoorbeek and Strybos winning. And they got off to a good start in moto number 1, and they were in the first 4 positions until Van Hoorbeek crashed in moto number 1 today. But joining us for the first time, here's a GoPro track preview with Sean Simpson and Heron Bracker.
Hello, my name's Sean Simpson. I'm riding for JK Yamaha. We're going to give you a fast lap.
Hello, my name is Heron Bracker. I'm riding for JK SKS Devon Yamaha, and I give you a fast lap.
I bet it's not a fast lap though, guys, because I've seen the conditions of the circuit that you're about to go around on. We pick up the lap this week, dropping down through the finish line area. It was a double yesterday into this right-hander, but massive braking bumps on the downside now, preventing that to be the case. Over the Casino Bonvers step down, about 30 metres point to point, and then into the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. Big braking bumps down there usually, but pretty tame this year. Then they head up onto the plateau past pit lane. Some square edge bumps across there as well, and then into the right-hander. You'll see the start over there on the left now. So this is where the circuit's changed. It's downhill into the first turn. And then as they come out of the first turn, if you're on the inside, it's a 45-degree line over the 2 singles into turn 2. You can go high and wide, or you can get out early and go down the inside and make the pass. If you do that though, you're probably not going to get over this step down. And then sweep through, that'll be a tight line if you do that. There's another step down, dropping over the Monster Energy tabletop jump, bottom end of the circuit, almost in the town of Lock It itself. And the ground falling away all the time as you approach this point here. That's where it starts to change direction and elevation. Into the right, dropping downhill into a short left. Off cambered coming out of here if you're on the inside, so you have to really feather the throttle, otherwise the back end's going to light up, and then you're straight into big square edge bumps as well. As you head up 80 metres over the Monster Energy jump, about 20 metres or so across the top of there. And then it's a steep descent as well down the other side. Doesn't look it, but it is. Hard on the brakes, into the left. Flick it right over a little step down. Use the bank if you have to around the outside, and then head uphill into what used to be the penultimate corner in terms of completing the lap where the start used to be. And if you're wondering where it used to be, well, we came out of this left hand and we jumped up onto this plateau, and the old start straight came from the left hand side, which meant this corner here used to be turn number 1. Out of there through the wave section into the right-hander, heading uphill. Come out of there's some pretty choppy bumps as well, right on the face of the takeoff. It'll be pretty slick through there if they've watered the track, but then through the penultimate corner, dropping down over the tabletop jump, sweeping through the left-hander, fourth gear, and then over the Monster Energy finish line jump, and that's a lap of this Lockett circuit in the Czech Republic.
Velké ceny. My jsme mu fandili s tím, že on už mohl v podstatě slavit na další velké ceně, myslím Belgii, titul mistra světa.
So the riders lined up, Dijker, De Sal, Van Horbik, Strybos, Belgians, all four of them. Then you see the rest of the guys as well. Sun looks like it's just disappeared for now, but can't see any grey clouds on the horizon behind our camera position here. So the other side of this first turn, there's Ken Dijker at number 9, alongside him Clément De Sal, Jeremy Van Horbik and Kevin Strybos as they prepare for MX1 Race 2. Dave Nicol, our FIM race director, gives the signal for the 15-second Monster Energy board to go up. And when that time is up, it'll turn to 5 seconds as the Monster Energy station at the top of the hill bursting just to get the best vantage point. 5-second board goes up, the heads will go down. Just 20 riders in the first moto in MX1. Oh, Van Horbik tried to go early, so too did a Yamaha, or a TM maybe. Dropping down into the first corner. Is that Simpson going down? It was one of the JK boys, but it's De Sal who grabs a whole shot. Dropping through the turn, Bobryshev second, Van Horbik, De Dijker third and fourth, Tommy Searle better place this time in fifth. And then we've got, Simpson's there, number 24. Then Potterzek, then Roulance, and Cairoli's in there as well, up the inside of Simpson into that right-hander at the top of the hill. So Cairoli in fifth place, but it's Clément De Sal on the Suzuki, pulling clear as they head uphill. Aaron Bracker it was that went down through the first corner, so it was one of the JK boys, but not this one here. Sean Simpson, who finds himself in sixth place there, number 24. Tommy Searle just behind him, then Joel Roulance, Kevin Strybos on the second of the Rockstar Energy Suzukis. As we go on board here with Tommy Searle heading up into the right-hander in pursuit of his fellow Brit, should say. Not quite countryman, because Tommy Searle English, Sean Simpson Scottish, of course. Then through the wave section, horrible couple of kickers in there. We saw one of the, Romain Febvre went through there. Was a big UFO banner in the background there in MX2, but Cairoli and De Dijker going at it towards the end of this lap. And Cairoli goes through. So Cairoli then, is he fourth place? I think he is, yeah. So it's De Sal, Bobryshev, Van Horbik going through, then Cairoli there. The number 9 of De Dijker is fifth, then Simpson and Searle on the green Kawasaki, Strybos, Potterzek, Roulance, then Philipparts, then Leot, and then Matthias Walkner, the defending FIM MX3 Motocross World Champion on the Hillinger KTM. But Clément De Sal, wow, what a turn up for the books. Good start in moto number 1. Cracking start in moto number 2 as well. And he leads the way as Van Horbik looks to dive down the inside of Bobryshev. He makes a move, he makes it stick as well, and goes into second place, almost loses the front end. And off the side of the bike as he drops downhill, and Bobryshev looking to respond at the bottom of the hill here, and it's very close on the landing. Bobryshev takes second place back, taking no prisoners. These conditions will suit him down to the ground. It's not hot outside either. Those two queuing up behind each other. Tony Cairoli looking to get the slingshot, but can't get the drive on that 350 KTM as he heads uphill for the second time. Trying to go around the outside of Van Horbik. Van Horbik was unlucky in moto number 1. He was in fourth. Cairoli was in fifth. And then at the end of the straight past pit lane, he lost the front end. Did Van Horbik, went crashing to the ground, picked his bike up, but the front brake was jammed on and couldn't complete the lap until it had freed itself. But I'm guessing it's a whole new front brake assembly gone on that Kawasaki Racing Team machine, the number 81. The rider in green, Jeremy Van Horbik. He's got Tony Cairoli looking to go down the inside though, 222 on a KTM, and takes the Belgian wide and parks him, and Cairoli goes down. They get tangled, and Cairoli, well, that was just one of those things where he tried to go wide opening lap, or second lap. Oh, has he got a problem with the rear wheel as well? No, just the angle of the camera. Just tried to take Van Horbik wide. And Claudio De Carli, he is disappointed in that manoeuvre. Cairoli already on the deck as Tommy Searle goes through. So De Sale, Bobryshev, Van Hoorbeek, De Dijker, the top four. Tommy Searle now in fifth. That's who we're on board with now on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit, Kawasaki. And Cairoli remounts and rejoins the race in 14th place behind Mattis Caro on the STR KTM. Just there, number 91. Then it's the number 95 of August Just on the Honda Latvia Elchny machine. 162, Clement Gertner on a 24 MX Honda. František Šmola, Kola Pajinski, Lauri Lettler and Heron Bracker. Watch this. Cairoli just goes in, tries to run Van Hoorbeek wide. And then the rear wheel couldn't spin round and was using rubber on the rear wheel of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek's bike and just had nowhere to go and just had to lay it down. Simpson going through and Strybos going through. De Sale sets the fastest lap of the race though, 149.4, and he's almost 2 seconds clear of everybody else as well. De Sale was second here last year with a third and a second. He was a winner in 2011 with a second and a first. Second in 2010, he took his first ever Grand Prix victory on the LS Honda, which is now 24 MX, back in 2009, just before his 20th birthday. And that was a second and a first that day as well. So in the, well, that's what, 4 outings here. De Sale has never been off the podium. So there's obviously something in the ground that this Belgian guy likes here. Number 25, Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 rider, Genny Bobryshev, has never been on the podium here in contrast. And he's currently second. There's Van Hoorbeek and De Dijker. Wonder how that battle will pan out. Seen those two square up before. In 2013, the 89 and the 9, 2 Belgians. This is where Van Hoorbeek lost the front end in Moto number 1 at the end of that straight. Would have been classified a finisher or a point scorer as he goes down the inside of Bobryshev yet again. So he did that on the first lap. Bobryshev obviously found a way through at the bottom of the hill when they were bar to bar when they landed. Ooh, a bit short there on the landing from Bobryshev. Back end got a little bit squirrely. Might have been just enough of an advantage there for Van Hoorbeek just to pull clear. So De Sale there going through on the yellow Rockstar Energy Suzuki. He is our leader still, but it's Van Hoorbeek and the number 9 now, Ken De Dijker. So Bobryshev just losing 2 positions in the space of about 4 corners. But Tony Cairoli still down in 12th, following Mattis Caro through on the STR, the Steve Turner Racing KTM. Completely private team is that machine that Mattis Caro is riding, pretty stock. Had a great Grand Prix a week ago in Germany. Mattis Caro, well, he came home in 10th, but he had a superb 7th in Moto number 2 in the heat and the hot and humid conditions. When everyone else was flagging by the wayside, he was full gas and still pushing on in the closing stages of the race. Took with him as well Heron Bracker. Bracker down in 20th place. So picking himself up off the deck at turn 1, but not making any progress, is the young Dutch rider on the JKSKS Gebben Yamaha. There's De Dijker. Ooh, a little bit too ambitious there for Van Hoorbeek as he railed the bottom of the barriers just at the top of the hill. There's Cairoli, he's behind Leok, so he's found a way past Caro now into 11th place. Well, if ever he needed a champion's ride, this is it. Off the podium so far, you would think, in terms of the classification. 4th in Moto number 1 and 11th in the second race as we speak in a moment. Is only going to be good enough for 7th overall for the 6-time world champion Antonio Cairoli, but he's got Leok, Roulance and Philippart all ahead of him as they drop down the bottom end of the circuit. So 7th overall in the classification for the GP for Tony Cairoli now. We'll see how far up the order he climbs. But he's definitely got his work cut out. He's going to have to use all of his experience and track craft to find a way past these guys ahead of him. There's Bobryshev, 777, found a way back past De Dijker. De Dijker taking a nervous look over his shoulder, so I'm not sure if it was a mistake from the Belgian De Dijker. Possibly, or whether Oh no, he's up on the pegs, isn't he? Ken Dyker. Tommy Searle is closing in as well on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. So Tommy Searle there, number 100, who was 8th in Moto number 1 after catching Sean Simpson in his rear wheel after a pass that went wrong on the 2nd or 3rd lap, early on anyway. Might have ruined his chances of getting on the podium, but stranger things have happened. Dropping downhill, bottom of the hill, on board with Tommy Searle. Nice line through there, getting out of the turn early. Have to get across here, so straight, otherwise the back end just gets a little bit loose and chews you out. Another pull of the tail off there from Tony Cairoli. He's found a way past Leok, so he's now into 10th place. Monster Energy Yamaha of number 34, Joel Roulants, the Belgian, is ahead of him here in 9th. And then the Garibaldi Honda just going out of shot there. Number 19, David Philippart, the Italian and former world champion. I wouldn't be surprised if Tano Leok tries to latch on to the back of Cairoli, try to follow him through, make a couple of passes if he can. Cairoli, you know, hasn't won 6 titles without being a little bit wily. It's 25 minutes to go. He knows that the next few laps or next few minutes he can probably just not overexert himself, and then the race will come to him in the last 15 minutes or so. But for now, got to find his way past Joel Roulant, Simpson, Strybos, Searle all ahead of him, and Cairoli about 14 seconds behind Tommy Searle, who's in 5th position. Searle was a 150 lap time last time around, Strybos a 148, Simpson a 150, Cairoli a 151. So Strybos, one of the fastest guys on track that time around, about 4 tenths slower than his teammate, 2 tenths slower than Van Hoorbeek, who's only 3.1 seconds behind Clement de Sal, our race leader. Ooh, here's the battle. Ken Dyker, number 9, in 3rd. The 100 on the green Kawasaki. Tommy Searle in 4th. 22, Kevin Strybos, who's a 2-time winner here in the past, 2007, where he was victorious in both motos, a 4th and a 1st in 2005, edging out Stefan Everts for the overall win that year. So Strybos really enjoys riding this place, and he would be keen to get on the podium this weekend. Strybos just 2/3 overalls in Grand Prix this year, Brazil and Finland, just a couple of rounds ago. Love to do it again here alongside his teammate, but with 23.5 minutes plus 2 to go. De Sal, Van Hoorbeek, Bobryshev, De Dyker and Tommy Searle, the top 5. Kevin Strybos on the yellow Rockstar Energy Suzuki dives downhill in pursuit of Tommy Searle, 100 on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. And the number 9, the Red Bull KTM of Ken Dyker, whose teammate Tony Cairoli here, number 222, is having to fight through traffic. He's up to 8th place. He's just found a way, well, 9th place. He's found a way past Joel Roulant. He's going after number 19, David Philippart on the Garibaldi Honda. Then you've got Sean Simpson just ahead, just another couple seconds further up track. There's Tanel Leok on the Ritchie Racing TM, looking to go after number 34, Joel Roulant's here. Both blue bikes, and he carves his way up the inside. The number 40, Tanel Leok, on the right-hand side of the straight. But Roulant's looking to fight back immediately. Oh, and a mistake from Leok in the end. Costs him a whole amount of time there. And Roulant's hanging on to that 10th place. Ilario Ritchie there on the left. There's Teno Leok, did all the work. Got to do it all again though, as the Estonian. Tony Cairoli bashing his way through the berms. He's in 9th place at the moment. A couple seconds down on David Philipparts, the Garibaldi Honda rider. Hasn't finished off the podium so far in 2013, Tony Cairoli, but he's in danger of doing that with 21.5 minutes plus 2 laps still to go in the second MX1 race, the 14th round of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship at Locket, Grand Prix of the Czech Republic. There's Tommy Searle, he's in 5th, going after Ken de Dijker. And de Dijker already around the turn ahead of him. Feeling the heat though from Kevin Strybos on the Rockstar Suzuki, just behind him, number 22, the man in yellow. So that shot there, 4th, 5th and 6th, de Dijker, Searle, Strybos. Simpson about 9 seconds further down in 7th. Then it's Philippart's Cairoli, as quick as that. Coming through to complete lap 7. De Salle already over the line. Van Horbik 4.6 seconds further back. Then it's Bobryshev 3rd. De Dijker through at the bottom of this hill here in 4th. Then the 100, Tommy Searle in 5th. Strybos here, 22 in 6th place. An excellent 2nd place finish in Moto number 1 behind Clement de Salle, who continues to lead the 2nd race as well. And de Salle, while he's been on the podium every year since 2009, never done a double moto win here. So he was a winner with a 2nd and a 1st in 2009 and a 2nd and a 1st in 2011. So to come back and return with a potential 1-1, a perfect score, with Tony Cairoli just languishing down in 9th place at the moment. Well, that gap at the top of the championship, which was 108 points before we started, is now 101. We'll be coming back into de Salle's favour, but 19.5 minutes to go. De Salle might be 29, 30 seconds clear of Cairoli in 9th, but Cairoli has Simpson, Philipparts ahead of him. And they are within 2 or 3 seconds of the 222 championship leader. Then you've got to go a few seconds further up track to Kevin Strybos. That won't be an easy task, but it's one that Cairoli will probably take on. Or he might just look at this Grand Prix and say, you know what, just go for the points this week. I'm in no hurry to win a championship. I've got a big enough advantage. Ride a smart race here. Get back on form in Belgium in 2 weeks' time. There's Philipparts on the Garibaldi Honda looking to go after Sean Simpson, who closes the door on the Honda rider. This is a battle for 7th place. Tony Cairoli will be right behind these guys as well. Just there, look. So Sean Simpson, JK, SKS Geben, Yamaha, the Italian team. Simpson 12th in the championship. 2 10th place overall finishes this year to his name. Qatar and Brazil, rounds 1 and round 7. And Simpson will be looking at where this weekend? 8th overall if he stays where he is. Taking a look over his shoulder to see exactly where David Philipparts is and whether he's going to launch an attack or not. But Philipparts just close enough, but not so that he was going to launch an attack in that particular area of the racetrack. Gets good drive up the hill though. Does the number 19. Simpson just looking to see what his best result was so far this year. Just twice inside the top 10, an 8th and a 9th. And that was Podisek going down, bottom of the hill. In for the injured Stephen Frossard. Milko Podisek, and then parking it down in pit lane as well. Girlfriend there, Megan Lewis. Former Women's Motocross World Championship rider. Used to ride for the Bike at Cosworth Yamaha team. Right, Cairoli then. Time ticking down. What can he do about Philipparts 19 here and Sean Simpson 24 just ahead of him? Going to be an interesting test. had Adam Wheeler from ontrackoffroad.com in the first moto. He seemed to allude to the fact that Cairoli, probably not his most favoured track, but that didn't stop him from winning his 50th Grand Prix victory here last year with a perfect score, 2 wins. So Tony Cairoli will, like I say, be looking to dig deep and draw on all of his knowledge, experience, wisdom going down the pit lane.
Dirk, it's no secret that Tony's not a huge fan of this track. How did he feel when he came in after race 1?
Well, he's every year kind of struggles with that track. We don't know really why, but he just doesn't find his rhythm. I think he comes already here with a little bit like hesitating, and I mean the track is just not to his liking, and but also the World Championship is not won on this weekend, so he's playing a smart game and takes home as many points as possible.
Thanks, Dirk.
I wanted to ask where the monkey was as well for Hurling's celebrations, but the man in the monkey suit. Last year it was Dirk Grubel there, who we just heard from, who dressed up as the king in the Elvis shades, but there was supposed to be a monkey suit person or a gorillagram or something lined up, but that never happened. Anyway, Sean Simpson, David Philippart, Tony Cairoli at the end of the straight. Simpson having a great ride, hanging on to 7th position at the moment. Cairoli, that's the corner at the bottom of the hill where he ran it down the inside of Van Hoorbeek and then spun round and lost a bunch of positions. Van Hoorbeek comfortable in 2nd place. So who knows, Cairoli could have been challenging to Sal for a win, or could have been comfortably sat there in 2nd, or challenging Van Hoorbeek still for 2nd and 3rd. Yellow flags, and Simpson goes down. So Simpson out of 7th place at the bottom of the hill. Philippart and Cairoli go through. So the JK SKS Geben Yamaha rider, Sean Simpson, will now have to just refocus, get his head down, try and stay onto the rear wheel of Cairoli for the next couple of laps or so, just to prevent the challenge coming in from Joel Roulance on the Monster Energy Yamaha, who is now directly behind him in 10th, and Leok is in 11th. Yeah, not the first time we've seen that this weekend. Looked like he lost the front end, very loose down there as well. Bottom of the hill, but Philippart, he won't mind about that because he'll pick up another position, another point as well to his championship classification. He knows Cairoli's there, you don't see him looking back too much. A lot of experience between these two guys. Philippart and Cairoli, 2 Italians, probably going to be 2 members on the Italian team with, you would assume, Alessandro Lupino for the FIA Monster Energy Motocross of Nations at the end of September in Germany at Teushenthal, just over the border. But look at Sean Simpson, that mistake has cost him a little bit of time, because he's now got Roulance and Tano Leok snapping at his heels. Could have done without that. Roulance jumps it long, tries to go up the inside, but Simpson already there. Doesn't look it, but there are some nasty chewed up holes out on this racetrack. Philippart and Cairoli both being urged on. So too Sean Simpson and Joel Roulance. 13 minutes plus 2 laps to go. 11 laps complete. The Sal sitting pretty at the moment on his Rockstar Energy Suzuki. 7.7 seconds clear of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, the official Kawasaki KRT rider, Kawasaki Racing Team. Cairoli all of a sudden looking interested at going after David Philippart. Normally about this time of the race we see Tony time, but even if he finds a way past Strybos, he's still 17 seconds past Philippart. He's still 17 seconds behind Kevin Strybos, so 6th is it's probably as good as it's going to get for Tony Cairoli in this race. But look at Evgeny Bobashev in 3rd place, the Honda World Motocross rider, who has had a very tough season so far in 2013. Tano Leok down the inside of Joel Roulance. He'll just return it. He doesn't make a mistake, but then he does, and then so too does Leok. So that allows Roulance back up the inside. So Tano Leok has already come back once and made a mistake, and now he's back on the rear wheel of these 2 guys, Roulance and Simpson. Shows you how hard he's riding. But Evgeny Bobashev, 11th in the championship standings, got off to a decent start. Qatar, he was 5th and 4th, 2nd and 4th in the Netherlands, got him 3rd overall. But not been anywhere near the podium since then. struggled in the heat a week ago, as did his teammate Max Nagel, but here he is, third in the second moto. But he's just going to miss out on the podium by a point, unless he can pick up another point from somewhere. He needs to overtake Van Hoorbeek to do that, or he needs a mistake from Strybos to work in his favour. And as we said, about 18, 17 seconds, something like that, between Strybos and Philipparts here. And Tony Cairoli, whilst he is challenging Philipparts, looking at picking up 5th overall this weekend. That'll be 5 points behind Bobashev and 6 points behind Strybos. So he needs to overtake a few riders to pull those 6 points back. And at this stage of the race, it's looking pretty unlikely. Although he'll probably prove me wrong, as he looks to dive down the inside of Philipparts. One of the slowest corners on the track, bottom of the hill, as they approach the 80-metre uphill drag. Cat shoot up, that is. Cairoli just keeping a check over his right-hand side. Obviously felt he might have made a mistake there. Didn't want Simpson to come back by. Or maybe just looking to see if the Scots could launch anything should he make a mistake. Nazareno, his mechanic, just looking on. Is that a mistake from Philipparts? Well, that was. Cairoli then gets to drive down the inside. Philipparts has to yield unless he can cut back to the inside going up the hill. Doesn't like he's going to get it done there, though. So Cairoli suddenly finds himself in 7th place with 9 minutes 20 to go. Just those 2 laps, of course. And he is 19 seconds down on Kevin Strybos, who's in 6th. So it's going to be a tough weekend here for Tony Cairoli. Not going to finish on the podium for the first time in 2013. He's got a load of ground to make up as well to Strybos, who's currently in 6th. Commander Sal, Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 in a world of his own at the moment. The number 25 Suzuki rider. 4 podiums and 4 visits here, 2 of those victorious. And the other 2, 2nd overall. Obviously was in a good mood when he arrived here. His times were all good, his qualifying race was good. As Kevin Strybos' girlfriend looks on as well. He's in 6th position at the moment. Look how smooth he looks and relaxed on the bike, Commander Sal. Really has just been comfortable. And really at one with the machine. The eyes there just focusing on the corner at the bottom of the hill. Just saw that shot under the goggles, under the peak. Gripping the bike tight with the knees. Rides with handlebars lower than most guys, but this guy, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, looking good for him. Again, this is going to be his first top 3 position in MX1 in his rookie season. So this will be a big weight off his shoulders. He believed that he can do it. Started the season injured, remember, with a hand injury. He's been knocking on the door quite a few times with, 3 or 4 4th place finishes since France, Italy, Latvia and Finland. Hasn't finished on the podium overall, hasn't finished in the top 3 overall in a moto. Unlike this guy, fellow rookie and fellow Kawasaki rider, Tommy Searle, who is a couple of positions, 1 position ahead of him. He's had 2 top 3 finishes. Tommy Searle finds a way past Ken Dodika with 6:45 on the clock, plus 2 laps. So Tommy Searle, the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider, now finds himself in 4th position. And here's how he did it. Went down the inside of the Belgian. got on the gas early. De Dijker tried to swing it back through the inside, but just had no reply. Tommy Searle's angle on our onboard camera. Mr. Caselli's work paying off there. The guy who tunes our helmet cam. Here's Bobryshev. Cool, what a lonely ride he's having on the Honda World Motocross rider. He's in third at the moment, is the Russian, and he's about 6 seconds clear of Tommy Searle with just under 6 minutes to go. In fact, Tommy Searle 4 seconds, is he? No, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Tommy Searle, Honda World Motocross boys chewing on their rider. It's been a tough couple of weeks for them. Both riders having to stop in Germany in the second moto due to the hot conditions. Nagel not here due to Epstein-Barr virus. So just to get a third in the second moto, although we might miss out on the overall podium in fourth, be some consolation for Lorenzo Resta and Paolo Martin and all the boys, Marcus de Freitas, the chief mechanic down there, Roger and everybody. Still, 5 minutes to go though. He's at the bottom left-hander to start his way up to the top of the hill, and there's Tommy Searle. Gives you some idea of the gap between those two. There's František Šmola, 2:01. He's a local rider, normally MX3. A couple of podiums for him this year. All right, there's Strybos going after Ken de Dijker. De Dijker not going to let his fellow Belgian rider through without a struggle or a fight. But Kevin Strybos all over the back of the KTM rider. These two fighting for fifth place now. The podium at the moment is going to be de Salle and Strybos, so it doesn't need to find a way past Ken de Dijker to be second overall, but what a day it's turning out to be for Rockstar Energy. Suzuki Wild MX1. Potentially 2 wins for de Salle. And a second and a fifth for Kevin Strybos as he rectifies a mistake there made by the number 9 de Dijker. Surely he's going to square him back off at the bottom of the hill. No, de Dijker doesn't give him the room to do so, but then runs too wide as he tries to carve a new line at the top past the pit lane area. Looking to work it down the inside. Whoa, it's going to be close through there. De Dijker working overtime here. So too is Strybos. Oh, goes straight for the jugular. Fans loving this, loving the effort from Strybos, who, as we said, a 2-time winner here in the past, 2005, 2007. And turning back the years, Kevin Strybos. Not that old, but been a while since he won here, of course. But he finds a way through and now climbs into 5th position, 4 seconds down on Tommy Searle on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit. Kawasaki just there, disappearing out of shot. Great ride for Bobby and these guys here. Be strong. That's a message for Bobby. He knows he hasn't got to do anything too drastic. Third in the moto will be as good as a win for him, who's been just fighting injury after injury. Maybe came back a little bit too early after the ankle injury that he picked up earlier on in the year, but hopefully now for Evgeny Bobryshev here, 777, currently third in the moto. Be a nice platform for him just to launch an attack towards the end of the season. Of course, we've got 3 Grand Prix after this one. Belgium at Bastogne in 2 weeks' time, followed by the MXGP Festival, Matterley Basin. If you want tickets for that, go to motocrossmx1.com. Likewise for the Motocross of Nations, but we've got Lierop, the final round of the championship season on the 8th of September. Tommy Searle stepping down, bottom end of the circuit. Turn 4. Almost in the village. Getting on the gas early, staying out of the holes. Nice and effective is his riding style. Now, has he got somebody right on his rear? No. So Strybos trying to close down though. There is Strybos in the background. So a minute plus 2 laps to go. Clement de Sal is 21 seconds clear of these guys, so it's going to be 3 laps to go, whichever way you look at it. Cairoli still in 7th place. His teammate, 17 seconds further up the track, Kenderdijker, he's in 6th. As we look back at Sean Simpson, 24, and the number 40 of Tanel Leok, as Laurie Lettler just does his best to move out of the way in 18th position. So the JK, SKS, Gevin, Yamaha rider Sean Simpson almost leaving the door wide open there for Tanel Leok to come steaming through. David Philippart's behind both guys. So Philippart's in 9th. In 10th place because Leok's gone through. So Sean Simpson, Tanel Leok getting the better of David Philippart's for now, at least. So time is up on the clock. It'll be 3 laps to go from here on in for these guys. About 2.5 laps for Clement de Sal. Philippart's on board with him. It's Tanel Leok just ahead of him. Up the hill towards pit lane. Slowing it down just to create a nice wide arc, drop into the outside berm as he rejoins onto the start straight down into turn 1. Cairoli just ahead of these guys, just at the bottom of the hill, look, disappearing out of sight. Back end just getting a little bit loose on the Richie TM of Tanel Leok. So Simpson, 24, having a good old ride here. There's Cairoli just ahead of him. Heard Dirk Grubel saying that, yeah, we don't know why. Every time Cairoli comes here, it just doesn't seem to gel with this track. Leok, it's the back end getting a bit loose. And also, like for like, Simpson and Leok there. Leok's just a little bit more vicious. Onto the plateau, a couple of corners from the finish line for Tommy Searle as he's getting ready to come through in 4th place. Oh, look how close it is now between him and Strybos. So Strybos looking at picking up another couple of points here. Remember, 25 for a win, 22 for 2nd, 20 for 3rd, 18 for 4th, which is where Tommy Searle is, and 16 for 5th, which is 22. Kevin Strybos. Suzuki have got to be loving their efforts from their riders this weekend. So too, Joel Smets, team manager for Belgium. Apparently they're going to make an announcement for the Belgian Championship round next week for the upcoming Motocross of Nations down at Teushenthal in Germany. There's Tommy Searle using that line but not getting over the step down. Nor too was Kevin Strybos. So lap and a half to go, Tommy Searle. And they start to feel the pressure now from Kevin Strybos. Strybos doesn't need to find a way through because he's already going to be 2nd overall in the Grand Prix. This one's just going to be a matter of picking up another couple of points, another position in the race, but Kenderdijker going to miss out the podium by a point because Bobashev has now got himself onto the podium. So with Dijker dropping back, that's handed 3rd overall to Evgeny Bobashev. So 3rd in the moto, 3rd overall. Suddenly turning around the fortunes of the Honda World Motocross team. But the battle here for 4th position, 100 Tommy Searle, CLS Monster Energy Kawasaki. And the 22 of the Rockstar Energy Suzuki of Kevin Strybos looking to switch it to the inside. Had to pull out of the challenge. Might just get this race over before that next rain cloud zooms in on the horizon. Right, over the line then to start the last lap. Tommy Searle, number 100 in 4th place. 22 on the yellow machine here. Kevin Strybos, he's in 5th. He's closed down about a 3-second gap over the last 4 laps or so. And he's looking at trying to find a way past Tommy Searle. Hasn't quite got close enough, although through the wave section just a few turns ago, looked like he might have found a way through if he was close enough. Coming down onto the start straight into the downhill right-hander. Letting it slide through there. Up in the turn 2. Fans getting behind this battle on this part of the circuit. Bobryshev about 7 seconds further up the track in 3rd place, which so far is going to be good enough for a 3rd overall. Van Hoorbeek disappearing up the hill. Bobryshev just about to start his way up the hill, just out of this next right and left combination. But Clément de Sale, what can you say about this guy? The Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 rider has ridden a flawless Grand Prix here this weekend in the Czech Republic. He's been a 2-time winner before, but never a double race winner on this racetrack. And with, 3 corners to go, he is looking at putting that record to right. Nice and easy onto the plateau. Through the penultimate turn then, Clément de Sale launched himself downhill for the final time and through the final corner. And the Belgian de Sale is going to win the Czech Grand Prix with a perfect score. 2 moto wins, and in the process is going to close the points gap on championship leader Antonio Cairoli. Jeffrey Hurlings will come over the line. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek will come over the line in 2nd position for Kawasaki Racing Team. And it will be 3rd in the race and 3rd overall for Bobryshev, and I'm not sure he knows that just yet. And Strybos did find a way past Tommy Searle. He came over the line in 4th. Tommy Searle was 5th, so even more reason. And look how close it was into the old turn 2. That's where he tried it a lap ago, and he forced Tommy Searle wide in an aggressive move, but a fair fight as well. It's how much you want it sometimes. Kevin Strybos just showing that he wanted it more than Tommy Searle on that occasion. Here's our winner.
Clément, a very deserved GP win. A tap there from your teammate. It must feel like a long time since Qatar.
Yeah, really, finally I get it. And it's really a nice GP win because it's both motor wins, so I'm really happy. And we'll try to have again some win this year.
Perfect weekend for you.
Job well done then for Clément de Sale, because now he closes the gap down to Tony Cairoli to 90 points. So he's gained 18 points on his championship rival here at Loket in the Czech Republic. A dejected Tony Cairoli walks back to the waiting zone because he's going to be picking up his red plate to signify he still leads the championship. But 5th overall for the Sicilian means that he is off the podium for the first time this season. But moto number 2, just like race number 1, belongs to this guy here, 25, Clément de Sale, Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, a fine 2nd place finish for him, the first time inside the top 3 in the moto finish in 2013 in his rookie season in MX1. Evgeny Bobryshev, 3rd in the race and 3rd overall in the Grand Prix. Then it was Kevin Strybos who pipped Tommy Searle on the final lap to steal 4th. Searle was 5th, De Dijker was 6th, Cairoli was 7th. Simpson was 8th, Tanoleat was 9th, and David Philipparts on the Garibaldi Honda was 10th. Joel Roulants on the Monster Energy Yamaha was 11th. Mathis Caro 12th. Matthias Walkner was 13th. August Just, Heron Brecker, Clement Gercher, František Šmola, Larry Lettler, Paczynski, and Milko Podozek were your top 20 point scorers. And the championship looks like this. Or the overall Grand Prix, yeah, Clément de Sale. 10 points clear and 18 points gained over Tony Cairoli, who just picked up 5th overall this weekend. Wow.
Na závěr vás pozvu, protože teďka bude pochopitelně poslední slavnostní dekorování, tam zase někde v prostoru startu a můžete si tam podívat na ty jezdce, kteří jsou umístěni na 3 místech. Určitě na první místo vystoupí belgický jezdec Clément de Sale. To druhé pořadí tady neoficiálně nechceme říkat, mohl by tam být, je na tom dobře určitě ne Van Hoorbeek, tomu chybí jedna roziška, ale budou tam jezdci jako třeba Bobryshev, De Dijker.
So as fans make their way to the top of the hill, to the skybox, to the podium, We'll give you the championship classification now, and yeah, expensive weekend for Tony Cairoli. That's the advantage of having a big points lead before you arrive here. But he's had that lead slashed now to 90 points. To Dijker third, Paulin fourth, Strybos no change in the top 8 places, even for Nagel, who not riding this weekend, not sure when he's back either. Philip Arts and Bobryshev gain at the expense of Rui Gonçalves. Also Xavier Bourg, so both the Ice One Racing KTM riders missing this weekend. Caro up to 17th. And August just also up a position to 19th. Great scenery. Lockett Castle just down there. Come over the bridge on the right hand side. And it really is a picturesque town, but this weekend it's all about MX1, MX2. We also had 125 and 250 European Championship classes as well, but in the Manufacturers' Championship chase, KTM pretty much dominating that ahead of Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha and TM. Podium time then at the Czech Grand Prix, and third overall it's going to be, well, we'll go back to that in a moment. These guys have had a great weekend, a long weekend, a tiring weekend, but they've seen a World Championship crowned in MX2 with Jeffrey Hurlings, and they've seen Clément de Saux victorious here for the third time in 5 years. Got to be a crowd favourite.
Takže ještě jednou český v Čechách úplně na závěr. Naschle. Naschledanou a ještě jednou pozvání.
Third overall then. Evgeny Bobryshev. There's a relieved man right there. He takes third overall. That puts him back on a par with where he finished in the Netherlands. But second overall for the Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 rider Kevin Strybos, and his teammate Clément de Saux wins the overall Grand Prix here at the Czech Republic Grand Prix at Lockett. It's a Suzuki 1-2, a Belgian 1-2 as well. And Sylvain Gabors is going to be here on hand to collect the manufacturer's trophy on behalf of Suzuki, and it doesn't get any better than that, does it, Sylvain? Not only have you got your Grand Prix winner there, also your teammate as well in second. Great day for you guys. Great day for him as well, and Honda World Motocross, Evgeny Bobryshev. Vit Kurda of Suas handing him his third place trophy. Second third place finish of the season. Jaroslav Bednar of the Lockett Motocross Motorcycle Club here, handing the second place trophy to Kevin Strybos. Clément de Saux, it's going to be second Grand Prix victory of the year for him. Vit Kurda, again of Suas, handing him his second winner's trophy of the season. He was a winner at the opening round, of course, at Qatar. Been plenty of times second and third since then. Teresa Hornova hands Sylvain Gabors the winner's trophy for Suzuki winning manufacturer this weekend. But Tony Cairoli could only manage fifth overall this weekend on a circuit that not favoured by him. But of course he will continue to lead the championship. It was 108 points before he came here. It's now been knocked down to 90. He's lost 18 points to Clément de Saux, this weekend's winner in the Czech Republic. And for the Belgian, go the spoils and the national anthem of your home country. And for Suzuki, the winning national anthem of Japan.
and champagne.
Commander Sal wins the Grand Prix of the Czech Republic. And joining him on the podium, second overall this weekend, his teammate Kevin Strybos, making it a Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MX1 1-2 with Evgeny Bobashev, Honda World Motocross in third. Both the Suzuki boys ganging up on their team boss Sylvain Gabors. And who blames them? It's been a great weekend for the Zuzukis. And first and second, 2 weeks before the Belgian Grand Prix, which is the next stop on the calendar. Boy, these boys have hit form at the right time. MX1 race 2 then got underway, and Commander Sal wasted no time diving down the inside of Evgeny Bobashev as Heron Bracker disappeared off the back of the field. Tony Cairoli in third on the opening lap found himself diving up the inside of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek and then going down, and that was an expensive mistake for him because he could only get back to just inside the top 5 in the race, or into 7th place actually in the moto. Went after the likes of Sean Simpson and David Philipparts. Eventually found a way past Philipparts, who went on to finish in 10th place, but it was a hard-fought battle for Tony Cairoli, putting in a champion's performance, i.e. just to get himself some points on the board. But Tommy Searle dived down the inside of Ken Dyke and knocked himself into 4th place, and then Strybos soon followed as he moved up into 5th place, and then it was a battle between Strybos and Searle. And that battle happened in the bottom corner on the final lap. De Sal won the race, Van Hoorbeek was 2nd, Bobashev was 3rd, Strybos was 4th, and Tommy Searle was 5th. And here's our overall Grand Prix winner, Clement de Sal.
And the Czech track comes good for you. A really, really strong performance in both motos.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, I get the super GP, you know, both moto wins, so I'm really happy about it, and I'm looking for the future and next race to have again some win.
We'll see you in Bastogne.
Home GP awaits then for Clement de Sal. Has he hit form at the right time to put on a display there for the Belgian crowd? He's given himself a realistic chance as well of putting the pressure on Tony Cairoli. Remember, he started 108 points down on the championship leader. He leaves here 90 points behind the Sicilian Cairoli. His teammate, Kevin Strybos, was 2nd. Here he is.
Kevin, you followed your teammate home for 2nd overall this weekend. How was the second race?
I was not that good, you know. I got a pretty bad start, and then in the beginning was a little bit tough again, but after I think 15-20 minutes it started to come back and got a good feeling again, and I could push, and last lap I could pass Searle, so I was happy with that, happy with my riding, definitely happy with the podium and with the win, you know, for the team. It's awesome, and thank you very much.
Well done, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you.
Good ride for the Suzuki riders, Clement de Sal and Kevin Strybos, 1st and 2nd here this weekend. But what about the Russian Evgeny Bobashev? The 2nd visit to the podium for him this year after picking up 3rd at the Grand Prix of the Netherlands in Valkenswaard. Let's hear what he has to say.
Bobby, it's been a tough road since Valkenswaard, but it's great to see you back up here today.
Nobody understands how difficult the wait after my injury to get on the podium back. But you know, I can thank all my team, you know, all the sponsors, Honda, Japanese, Honda Europe, so everybody, everybody, you know, I'm really happy because this is tough way to get on the podium, and especially all my family here, my little baby Eva and my wife Helena, so I love them again so much, and thanks them also.
Best of luck for the last 3 races.
Good GP for Evgeny Bobashev and the boys down there at Honda World Motocross Racing. That's all we've got time for, though, this weekend. The GP of the Czech Republic and Lockett. It's been an eventful Grand Prix here. It always is. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time when FIM Motocross World Championship action returns to Belgium at Bastogne. We'll see you then. Bye for now.